Thanks for staying with us. So we recently discussed the story of the policewoman who was dismissed because she got pregnant as an unmarried woman. However, the government of Ekiti State have since taken her to court, taken the IGP to court in her defense. Speaking to us now is the Ekiti State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Mr. Olawale Fapohunda. Good morning, sir. Good to have you on the show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yes. So this is a civil matter, I would say, or between this woman and the police. It's a private matter, I would say. Why is the government of Ekiti State getting involved in this?
Well, first, it's a fundamental human rights matter to start with. But maybe a bit of background is necessary. Okay. The governor received several petitions from across the country and even outside the country on the situation of this woman. Now, many people don't realize that the state governors do not have powers over the appointment or termination of police officers. However, when we received the many complaints, we looked at it, invited the police officer in question, who happens to be resident in Ekiti State. And we thought that both the petitions and the complaint of the police officer has merit. Now, let me also say quickly that even before now, the government of Ekiti State had put together a memorandum to the National Assembly in furtherance of the police reform consultation process. Many of the things that we identified that needs to be done has everything all to do with the police regulations. And I quickly take you through a number of provisions that is of concern to us apart from this particular one that we are now litigating. For example, if you look at Section 118 of the police regulations, you cannot be enlisted into the police force if you are a married woman. I don't know how many people know that. Now, if you also look at Section 124, which thankfully had now been reversed by a federal high court, even to get married, yes, you need permission of the police, but that provision, I think that provision has been litigated on,
yes,
and the court has set aside that provision.
Yes.
Okay. Many Nigerians don't realize they can contest a constitution that doesn't favor them, and going to court is normal. So that there was a bit of reaction people had when they saw the report that Ekiti was suing the IGP. But I want to highlight the specifics of this constitution. It is constitutional for the police, according to the law on ground, within the police commission, to sack an unmarried policewoman that gets pregnant. So is Ekiti trying to say that this law should be expunged or it should not be enforced and we should no longer be considering it? What are you hoping to achieve with this legal process?
Well, our intervention is not limited to just one woman. However, unfortunate that case is. Broadly, our concern is simply that, the whole, that provision on enlistment of women police officers in the police regulations appears to be as if we do not even want women to be in the force. So it's not about one single person. It's the whole conversation. We are trying to have a whole conversation about, what is the kind of opportunities that are available to women in as far as the police force is concerned. And for Ekiti State, it's not even about law, justice, and human rights issues only. We are concerned that about the opportunities that women are denied entering the police force. Many of our women want to join the police force, but once you look at these regulations, it's an important stumbling block. Why should marriage, for example, be a problem? We lose the benefits of married women getting to police force. And what is worse, that the kind of obstacles that we are placing in front of women who wants to join the police is not the same that you place in front of for men. So for us, it's a broader conversation. And let me also say that, it's not just about litigation for us. Well, going to court will achieve clarification. But there's also, a conversation role. We want to engage the police, which is why, we've said that the wife of the governor, our governor, who is very conversant with issues of this nature, is willing to have, to facilitate a conversation around having a gender audit of this regulation. The governor is the chairperson of the Governors Forum and has a place in this council. We also are hoping that
I'm married to Ekiti, so I'm married.
Okay, so my question, really, you have even answered my question, because I just wanted to know what was the motive and the intention behind this. And I have to say that I'm really proud of Ekiti State concerning this, because I remember when the conversations about rape too, your state was quite forward and front and forward, on these conversations. And there's a theme of women empowerment and women's rights that I see Ekiti pushing. But recently, just a little deviation, there was talk about someone not able to get a passport or getting a passport and realizing her name was, she still had her own maiden name instead of her marital name. I don't know if it's something that has come before Ekiti State, and if it's, can add to it, all the women issues, we should just bring it to Ekiti State. Maybe you can help us.
Well, I'm here. The only thing I had was all women issues bring to Ekiti State. That is very scary. Please don't bring all women issues to Ekiti State. We don't have the resources. But having said so, yes, we pride ourselves as being very activists, if you like, on matters of gender-based violence as a whole and the rights of women. We are putting in place several laws, policies that seems to affirm, that works to affirm the rightful place of women in both public and private life. And this conversation we are having presently around the Police Act and regulations is the furtherance of that. As you know, the wife of our governor is well knowledgeable on these matters and has spent her lifetime, pursuing the rights of our women. Right. So for us, just furtherance of what we do.
Right. So because we have to wrap up very soon, you have lawmakers who go to the National Assembly, you have senators. What can they do on the federal level to help push this agenda further? Because obviously there are lots of women within the House that try really hard to get that gender equality bill passed. What are you doing? We see that Ekiti State, my state, my marriage, is at the forefront of this. I would like to see what you can do to scale it up a bit, where we can see more agitation at the House for this.
Well, I had Ekiti State, and I had what are we doing as far as engaging the National Assembly is concerned.
Okay, you heard.
Charity, let us first say charity begins at home. Our first priority has been to ensure that our own House of Assembly here enact laws that respond to concerns of women in the state. That is a useful step. We are also linking up with our parliamentarians in the Senate and the House of Representatives, again, to be sure that many of these issues that we are putting forward at the national, it's about having a national conversation. Ekiti State cannot achieve the kind of progress we want to achieve, which is why we continue to use the platform of the governor of Ekiti State as chairman of Governors Forum, as well as the platform of the wife of our governor to push these issues forward.
No problem. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you joining us this morning. We have to run at this time. Thank you very much. And for those of you searching for husbands, please check Ekiti State, because they believe in their women.
No, but I also want to appreciate the wife of the Fayemi. She's always spoken up, and we are seeing the subtle power of an active woman in government. This is definitely.
And for me, I think is better questions for the Ministry of Women Affairs. I mean, I would like to see you guys also front and center on issues like
Championing
this.
I think
things
they
like
are.
this.
In fairness, I think they are. I think
No, I would
they are
like to
trying,
hear,
they are making efforts.
yeah, it would be nice to also hear that they have taken a case to court. That
But
they
they've
have
taken a few cases. I know of a few that I know the Ministry of Women Affairs are also working on. But the truth is that I'm happy. You see, you don't know how happy I am because this is a governor and his wife working together to push the agenda of gender equality.
when you go school. Simple. When you go school.
So you go school.
So, because it's so difficult to even comprehend
When
the
you
fact
go
that we can have female leaders in this country. But when you start having equality, people can begin to imagine, okay, I can have a female governor, I can have a female
But
president.
we must say for Lagos State, we're seeing the strength of our First Lady is in the health sector, and she is very, very active as well. So whenever we see this, we'll talk about it.
I think this year
We
we're
have
seeing
to
lots
learn.
of powerful first ladies.
Yeah.
Like
Yes, Kebbi State as
State
well,
also.
very
Yes,
vocal,
yes,
powerfully
yes.
influencing things.
Okay, that's all we can take on the show. I hope you learned a few things as we have.
Yes, we did.
So please, Ekiti men
Crypto.
love their women. And we take care of, they take care of us very well. Oh my God, my guy is here. That's all we can take. Bye-bye.